Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video. Today I'm doing a review of the DC Collectors, or DC Multiverse Collectors. I can't remember what line this is from specifically, but it's a DC figure, action figure even, and yeah, I'm about to review it here on the YouTube channel. Yeah, it's of Harley Quinn. Unfortunately for me, one of the thingies from her sort of jester neck piece fell off, so yeah, that is the thing. She comes accessory wise with a gun with a little bang sign on it, which I just adore. I do love that, and it's both printed on both sides, very comically sort of made, you know, the sort of over the top, almost Who Framed Roger Rabbit sort of weapon, which is just great. All of the DC Multiverse figures come with like a DC stand or just like a basic black disc with a DC on it, and that for the figures to stand. And they also come with, for whatever reason, collector cards, or like cards, like baseball cards almost. Don't know why, but that one's already on the wall in my bedroom. And yeah, the other accessory is, of course, her trusty mallet with the sort of diamonds on either side there, and then the sort of smiley face and or the X's and the smiley face, and that sort of really cool sort of wood grain effect. And then on the other one, the bullseye sort of thing you've got going there. Unfortunately, the plastic, I mean, the sort of handle, sort of main piece of it did warp in the packaging, but I am a bit too scared to try and bend it the other way in case it snaps. But it's really cool, it's nicely weathered, and you've got this sort of bandage sort of stuff at the hilt and that, so that's awesome. It's a sort of really, for lack of a better term, OG, original sort of Batman the Animated Series, if I'm not mistaken. Sort of original look from '93, which is kind of nuts that the character's 30 years old. She's got this sort of red black design, and you've got the diamonds in red and black, opposed to the red leg and then the black diamonds, and vice versa, black leg, red diamonds, and so on. You've got the sort of jester sort of head sort of bit like tail things there, and she's got some nice diamonds on her butt, and yeah, it's cool that she's got the little ruffles as well, and you've got diamonds on her arm and that, and yeah, just the head sculpt is really cool. It's yeah, it's mad that this retails for like 15 quid here in the UK, or like it's like a 15 quid action figure, and I think it's really good. It's worth the money. In terms of articulation as well, she's like phenomenal. The only thing, oddly enough, she can't do is like the splits, really, which is a bit of an odd one. But also, I love the fact that she's got a lot of articulation, because obviously she is this sort of demonic, sort of, for lack of a better term, very flexible, sort of nimble, what's the right word? Ballerina, I guess. Or obviously like a circus freak, you know, and that, or like ballerina-y type character. So, you know, to have her in sort of over the top, exaggerated poses is kind of the point, you know. But yeah, and she holds the accessories well. And although she only comes with two, it suffices. You know, they're like her, for lack of a better term, more iconic sort of weapons of choice, I suppose. I'm not sure if in the Batman the Animated Series, if she even uses the mallet, as it were. I know in the more recent, I think it's HBO Max, Harley Quinn the Animated Series, Kaylee Cuoco's interpretation of Harley Quinn, or whatever, she uses the mallet. And that, but then that might be a homage to the Batman the Animated Series. I'm not, of this recording, it's the 6th of February of this recording, and I've 2023, and I've not watched the Batman Animated Series. I know, I'm a horrible human being, what can I say? But in all seriousness though, I don't know if she's as has the mallet, or even the gun for that matter. But again, I do just love that sort of cartoonishly over the top weapon. It's a shame she can't like sort of twist it so it's like pointing at her own head or something, you know, as sick as that is to say out loud. But yeah, you get a lot of, as I say, movement and torso moves. She's very, as I say, for lack of a better term, flexible and that, and the toes move like that, which is ever so slightly weird, and do this as well. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can do that. And likewise with having her on her tippy toes. Yeah, tippy toes, tippy toes. I mean, I've had an idea where you could have her like that, like try and like sort of threaten someone with like a heel to like a sharp heel to the neck, you know, sort of thing. You know, the fact that you can just get her in these, as I say, outlandishly sort of exaggerated crazy poses is really cool. You know, it's kind of part of, I wasn't too sure if that would be the case obviously with the figure before getting it, but you know, but the fact that you can kind of get them in these over the top sort of poses is kind of, as I say, why I kind of wanted the figure in the first place. Let me just tilt it a little bit, and then yeah, you know, yeah, you've kind of got her in this pose, you know. I'm not sure what the height is on this figure. I assume it's sort of like the sort of 6 to 7 inch range, sort of within sort of standard, sort of in relation to all the other DC Multiverse sort of figures. She's the same height as those, I assume. So if you've got like the Suicide Squad ones, like I have 2 of them so far in the collection. I have Peacemaker and T'other one, Polka Dot Man. And so if you've got them, I assume she's in scale with them, you know, although to be fair, because she's a female character, she might be a little bit shorter, I'm not sure, but I do like this look. You know, it's that a classic Harley Quinn look, and I am a big Harley Quinn fan, and yeah, I'm not sure if they've done any other versions of her in the DC Multiverse, but if they haven't, please do. And I think obviously I associate actually with the animated series the more sort of the Dr. Quinzel, Harley Quinzel sort of look, you know, the sort of what is it, the sort of one where she's in that sort of like doctor's uniform, you know, because she is originally a psychiatrist, so you know that sort of look to her is what I associate with the original character, you know, as it were. And yeah, I really like it. It's really simplistic but effective. And again, I think the price sort of is decent. You know, I think for one figure that has 2 accessories, a lot of articulation, is accurate to the sort of you know, the sort of the comic book / animated series, or what it's trying to emulate. It's accurate to that. It's it does what it does, or it does what it's meant to do, or what it does what it says on the action figure packaging, you know. So in that sense, I can't really fault it, you know. I mean, it would be obviously nice if, you know, it came with 3 or 4 accessories, but then you might have to sacrifice the detail of her head sculpt, you know. It's really, you know, a good head sculpt with that sort of mask, and then the eyes, and then the nose, which protrudes outwards a bit, and then the smiley face, you know. They've done a really good job on sort of capturing that sort of maniacal menace, you know, because she is always smiling when she kills people, I suppose, you know, and yeah, they've kind of really brought a comic book character to life, or an animated character to life, which is different to trying to get you know, these actors and you know, is a different for lack of a better term skill set, I suppose, to try and get something that was never real in the first place from just drawings and animation, 2D or otherwise, you know, these 3D renders of stuff. I guess with a 3D render or a 3D animated thing that you could just like, I guess, 3D print it, I guess, files, I guess, but so in some ways that's easy, but from 2D animation and comics to sort of this plastic 3D sort of representation of this character is as I say, quite astounding, really, when done right, of course. And I think, as I say, I think they have smashed it out of the park. And that, in my humble opinion, I don't review many DC figures on this channel, but the ones that I have reviewed, I guess I've liked. I think this is way better than the Polka Dot Man, though. He didn't really come with many accessories other than just some polka dots, I guess. And that, but I think I can't remember if I've reviewed Peacemaker on this channel, the action figure, but that's iffy, to say the least. But yeah, I think this one of the three, I think DC multiverse collectory things that I've got of so far, I think this one's easily the strongest one. I think this one's the strongest one. And I'm pretty sure as a company they've been kind of going on the rise, as it were, and are sort of beating Marvel Legends, I think, in sales over in the States, I think. I think that's what Todd McFarlane said, and that, but I don't know, I could be wrong about that. I'm not too sure, I don't take too much notice of that sort of stuff, or even if I do, it's sort of, for lack of a better term, all very much above my pay grade as someone who just predominantly buys sort of Doctor Who character options figures, and then maybe some Star Wars Black Series now. I've ventured into that rabbit hole. But yeah, they're the main two ones that I probably collect or have predominantly have in my collection is Doctor Who stuff, or Doctor Who character options, and then, as I say, the other one, Star Wars Black Series figures, and that are the two that I have mainly have. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please do comment, rate, and subscribe to the channel.